Kendall Jenner really likes discussing about pregnancy in the latest episode of The Kardashians. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Kendall Jenner recently brought a bit of fun and confusion to fans when she talked about pregnancy during a preview of an upcoming episode of her family's show, The Kardashians. Dressed in a bright yellow shirt from an Italian clothing brand, she sat down for a confessional on the show. A producer asked her about her pregnancy, and Kendall responded in a way that made everyone think she might actually be expecting a child. She seemed a little uncomfortable at first, then smiled in a playful way. But it turns out the pregnancy she was referring to wasn't her own at all. She was talking about her horse, not herself. Yes, Kendall said she was having a baby horse. That might sound funny, but it's true. Back in the second season of the show, Kendall, who had dyed her hair auburn at the time, shared that her horse named Dylan was pregnant. She explained that the horse became pregnant around the time she was preparing for the 2022 Met Gala. She added that the process happened through surrogacy, which is something commonly done in the world of horse breeding. She also joked about the stallion being attractive, even saying he had been in the Olympics. This news cleared up any confusion that fans might have had about Kendall having a baby herself. For now, it doesn't look like she has plans to become a mother to a child. However, she is clearly very interested in being a horse breeder. It seems like she's focused on growing her group of horses and is really enjoying that side of her life. Kendall, who is now 27 years old, has also spoken about how her family, especially her mother Kris Jenner, often pressures her about having a baby. In the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kendall mentioned that she had started to think about having a child, especially since she's the only one among her siblings who hasn't become a parent. Her mom has made it clear that she would love to have more grandchildren and often brings up the topic when talking to Kendall. But even with that family pressure, Kendall has explained many times that she is not in a hurry. She has said clearly that she is still young and wants to enjoy her life before making such a big change. She has goals, dreams, and things she still wants to do, and she doesn't feel ready for motherhood just yet. Instead, she's found a different kind of joy and responsibility in raising horses. In interviews and past episodes of the show, Kendall has often shown that she is different from her siblings. While the rest of the Kardashian-Jenner family seems to enjoy the spotlight and fast-moving lifestyles, Kendall often appears more private and calm. She prefers spending time with animals and being outdoors, away from the constant noise of fame. She enjoys things that bring peace, and working with horses seems to be one of those things. Even though Kendall is a supermodel and travels around the world for fashion shows and business, she still finds time to connect with her horses. She treats them with love and care, and it's clear that she feels a special bond with them. It's not just a hobby for her. She truly cares about the animals, and the birth of a new baby horse is something that brings her a lot of happiness. Fans have often asked whether Kendall will be the next Kardashian-Jenner sibling to have a baby. Since Kylie, Khloe, and even Rob have already had children, people are curious about when Kendall will join the group of parents. But Kendall has never allowed that kind of pressure to change her timeline. She's made it known that she doesn't want to rush things just because others expect her to. She's focused on what feels right for her. There were also many rumors about Kendall being pregnant, especially during her relationship with the artist Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. People on social media often shared photos and videos of Kendall, trying to guess whether she was hiding a baby bump. But she never confirmed any of those rumors, and now it's clear that people were just making guesses based on little to no real evidence. On one episode of The Kardashians in 2022, Kendall had a serious conversation with her mom Kris Jenner. Kris, who is known for being very open about wanting more grandchildren, talked to Kendall about starting a family. But Kendall responded with honesty, saying she didn't feel ready yet. She said that while she might want children in the future, she is still young and doesn't want to rush into something that important. Kendall's relationship with her mom has always been supportive, but Kris is also someone who likes to see her family grow. She's excited about babies and always talks about how much she loves being a grandmother. Kendall, however, wants to make her own choices and move at her own speed. She values her freedom and the chance to grow in her own way. Compared to her siblings, Kendall has often been seen as the more private one. While her sisters are constantly in the headlines for various events and relationships, Kendall seems to stay more in the background. That's part of what makes her more relatable to a lot of people, especially younger women who feel the same kind of pressure from family or society but want to take their time. It's important to understand that not everyone wants to follow the same path at the same time. For Kendall, being around horses, caring for them, and watching them grow brings her the kind of joy that others might get from raising children. It shows that there are many ways to feel love, responsibility, and purpose, and they don't all have to look the same. Her fans appreciate her honesty and the way she handles pressure. Instead of giving in or pretending to be someone she's not, she keeps things real. She speaks openly about not being ready for kids and isn't afraid to say no, even when it comes from her own family. That kind of strength is something that many people admire. In many ways, Kendall is showing that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to life. She's living in a way that feels right for her, and that includes building a life around the things she's passionate about. For now, that passion is horse breeding. And the excitement in her voice when she talks about the new baby horse proves how much it means to her. It also shows that she's happy with her choices. Even though the spotlight is always on her, she's still able to focus on the things that bring her peace and joy. That balance is not easy to find, especially for someone who has grown up in the public eye. But Kendall seems to be doing it in her own unique way. So while people may continue to wonder when Kendall will have a baby, she's already shown that she's nurturing life in a way that matters deeply to her. Whether it's through her growing group of horses or her careful attention to what's best for her life, she's proving that there are many ways to be strong, caring, and fulfilled. As more episodes of The Kardashians continue, fans will likely get to see more of Kendall's life, her horses, and how she balances fame with simplicity. And if she ever decides to become a mother, it will be on her terms, not anyone else's. For now, she's happy, focused, and doing things in a way that fits her own timeline. And that in itself is something worth celebrating. On one episode of The Kardashians in 2022, Kendall had a serious conversation with her mom, Kris Jenner. Kris, who is known for being very open about wanting more grandchildren, talked to Kendall about starting a family. But Kendall responded with honesty, saying she didn't feel ready yet. She said that while she might want children in the future, she is still young and doesn't want to rush into something that important. Kendall's relationship with her mom has always been supportive, but Kris is also someone who likes to see her family grow. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.